Alright, what we're going to do now is sand down part of the handle area. Our leather wrap that we're going to put on here is going to extend from the arrow rest down to about up to the base of where your hand would be, and it's going to wrap all the way around. I'm not worried about this side because the hand doesn't come over here, and I don't want to adjust the outside. But what I want to do is sand on this curved part and take it down just enough, kind of the thickness of the leather that we're going to be putting on. So we'll start that. To kind of get us started and guide us, you can see I've got the pencil marks on there and they show up pretty good. We're going to use my wood rasp that I used to sharpen my antler tines when I'm pressure flaking. Yeah, we're getting there. Remember, when you're roughing this out, try not to get any real deep gouges, but you don't have to have it perfect either, because we're going to go ahead and put the barge cement across this. We're going to glue that handle on, but you don't want any major divots. But you just want to smooth it down, taking off maybe 1/16 of an inch or so, and then right in this area is the main part. We're making a little lip that leather will sit a little bit closer. There'll be more of a smoother transition between the base and the leather. Here we can kind of blend it in on the top here, and same thing with the back sides, because you're not gonna feel that. You might feel this one with your thumb a little bit, but your thumb will be down lower. And you can kind of sand that leather or trim it too. So the main thing is we're wanting to get it so that we still got a good fit even after we put that leather on. Okay, we've got the handle sanded like we want it. Now I'll probably go ahead and sand the rest of just that way when I put a little coat of true oil or something on it to finish it up. But I'll go ahead and sand the rest, and then we'll get ready to start doing the handle. Okay, we've got it sanded down pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, well, mine doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a hunting bow. I'm going to be putting it in the back of the truck, and it's going to be bouncing around, so probably won't be long. I have to give it another little coat of varnish or sand it. So we'll blow it off, and I thought I'd go ahead and put a little stain on it just to color it. So we'll do a little stain, and then we'll go start working on the handle. We got two different dyes. I'm going to use one's just a brown, and then one's a black. I'm going to use brown towards the ends, and then maybe right around the handle use a little black and kind of feather it back into the brown. I'm not worried about where the handle's at. I'm going to leave it just plain. And this will probably raise the wood grain some, so we'll probably have to come back with steel wool and buff it once or twice. Come into the handle just a little bit to make sure that it's going to cover wherever the leather's going to be at. Okay, there's the brown. Now what we're going to do is we're going to thin out the black a little bit so it doesn't go on quite as heavy. Kind of clean some of that up and get just a touch at a time. I just kind of want to just streak that down in there just a little bit. Alright, there we've got the dye on. We'll feather it a little more when we use the steel wool. But I'll turn it over there. There's kind of what it'll look like. So that turned out alright. Something that we're going to have to do, the leather handle will probably do it in two parts, two pieces, being that we've got such a sharp bend right where the thumb goes in, right in this part right in here. So we'll probably, what we'll do is do a kind of an outline on the leather, kind of trace that, and then we'll do it with another piece, and we'll go ahead and sew. So there'll be a seam right here where the handle is. There'll be just a real tight seam, and then when we put the front together, we'll use lace, goatskin lace. We'll lace the front up, but the back part we'll actually just sew it using artificial sinew. All right, we got our two pieces of leather. It shows up, yeah, there you see it. See, they're both angled, and we'll butt them together and use the artificial sinew and sew those together. Yeah, maybe that'll show up. You can see we got the holes punched, equal number on both sides. Now we're ready to start sewing that up. We get started basically the same thing as doing the broadhead covers. We're going to leave a little bit hanging out just like we did before, but this time it's a little bit different because you got pieces aren't held. We're going to have to hold them ourselves. I'll leave about 5-6 inches of thread hanging out the back. It won't take long. We start pulling it together that it'll start lining up pretty good. You want these just to butt up next to each other. When we start hitting that curve, you need to pull that thread in, help pull that, line that leather up. Once you get it up to the top end, remember to run a couple extra, because that's where it's going to want to separate, is at the top and the bottom. So run you a couple extra at the top and pull those in good and tight. And this time, instead of like the broadhead covers, where we run the excess string across bring it down the front of the lace, we're going to run this underneath. We'll tie it, then we'll pull that underneath, because when we glue the handle on, it'll just hide in there. I mean, the glue will cover it and also help hold it. So we'll knot this, and then go ahead and pull that under the lace, and we got the back of the handle will be done. But you can see it took on that nice shape that's going to fit now, right where where the thumb goes in. Now we'll try our finished piece of leather. You can kind of see how it fits on the bow, and we kind of want that seam also to kind of line up right where we've got that center line drawn. But that's gonna work pretty good. You see that seam, and it lines up pretty good. Now what we'll do is start trimming. Kind of get an idea to get the front pieces lined up, and then on the front we're not going to hole punch them like we did on the back where we sewed it, but we're going to use a different punch. It's basically just like a sharp knife, and that way we can run the lace through that, and we're gonna lace the front up. We'll get it trimmed up, get it lined up, and we'll get back. Okay, at this point we've got both sides of the handle. We've went ahead and used the punch, and we've got the holes all punched on both sides, so we're ready to start lacing it on. Alright, there we've got it. Got the leather handle put on. See if we can get a close-up of the lace. Turned out pretty good. Now we're ready to give it a 2, 3, 4, 6 coats of sealer. Sand the limbs a little bit and give those a few coats, and I'll go ahead and show the finished product.